Welcome, Star Family. Much love and blessings to all watching.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is a pick a card reading for your past life. So we want to know who you were in a past life, what were your experiences, and then we want to find out how that whole situation affects you and or helps you in this current life. So I have the tree, the flame, the mask. I hope you took some time to meditate on each stack and just feel whichever one you are drawn to the most and then choose that one. You're always welcome to pick more than one stack if you feel you need to. Keep in mind these are general, so they're not going to apply with everybody watching. I wouldn't expect them to. There's so many of you out there and I can't really expect them to pick up every single individual's energy. So with that said, they are general. And they are timeless, so it is whenever the universe nudges you to watch. That's when the appropriate time is. I wouldn't consider this type of reading a role reversal one. If we were reading for somebody else and we were asking about someone else's feelings, like what they're thinking and feeling and all that, then I would say yes. In that case, the roles can easily be reversed. So I'm going to move the flame and the mask out of the way. We'll get back to those stacks later. I'm going to put the tree over here. I will incorporate that into your reading as we go along and see how it applies. But what I want to do first is ask the who, right? Like, who were you? What were your personality traits? What did you do? Who were you, stack one, in a past life? Look at that, an angel helping those in need with no expectation of return. This is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay, let's grab one more. A slave. Whoa, okay. All right, so right away, just looking at the angel and the slave together, all right, helping those in need with no expectation of return. And then I feel like if you were a slave, I feel like you were helping others in your same situation, okay? It says surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow aspect, it says giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So I'm kind of reading these literally. All right. I feel like you might have helped others. I feel like you might have been a slave or a servant or captured in a situation. All right. But I feel like even though you were stuck in this awful situation, I feel like you were helping others around you. You obviously were in the same situation, so you were empathic towards that, okay? Empathic towards the plight of others, as you had experienced it yourself, or you were experiencing it yourself. So I feel like you helped. I feel like you helped those around you. Okay, let's get more information in regards to what were the experiences, okay? As a slave who helped and cared for others in your surrounding in some way. So, whoa, okay. So this one flipped out. I don't know if you can see that. That single one there is the one I will take because I don't need that many, okay? And I will grab one more. I want to know what were your experiences as a slave or a servant, or what was this situation all about? All right, so the Six of Pentacles is usually about like equal give and take, reciprocity, right? And you being at the mercy of someone else's generosity, right? And that does apply in this situation. All right, you don't have the ability to make your own choices. You don't have the freedom to live the life that you want to live on your own and do what you want to do. You were at the mercy of someone else's generosity or handouts, okay? And what they were willing to, whatever freedoms they were willing to give you, what, no matter how small they may be, okay? You were at, I'm getting the vibe of you were at their mercy or at their whim, all right? And here is the Three of Cups. So there were definitely others in the situation with you. Maybe you forged close bonds with those in the same situation as you. Now, the tree, that is earth element energy, okay? It speaks of, you know, strong roots, grounded, being stable. Speaks of growth and knowledge. And in a shadow aspect, you know, it speaks of instability. Okay? I don't know. I feel like there were family members in a situation with you, people close to you, friends, that you forged strong bonds with in this difficult situation. I feel like there was no generosity in that situation, but if anything, maybe you were the generous one. Maybe you found a way to help others and give to others, even though you had so little yourself, okay? I feel like you were able to share your cup when you were able to share your cup with others. It wasn't much, but you were still sharing it. Like I said, helping others in need with no expectation of return. So you were giving a lot of yourself, even though you didn't have much to give in this difficult situation. You didn't have a lot to give, but you did. You were more than generous in sharing and giving, but you were also at the mercy of someone else's generosity. So when someone else was giving you, you were just giving it away, okay? If you managed to earn something or be given something, I feel like you didn't keep anything for yourself. You were giving that away, all right, to others. So let's grab, and maybe that's part of, you know, how it affects you or helps you now too. Maybe you have a tendency to give, and give, you know, and you still do that. And that's, I get it. I really do. All right, so yeah, the Eight of Swords does speak of bondage and limitation, being stuck, all right? And the deeply rooted tree situation, yes, it's not a situation you could easily get out of, right? So with the Eight of Swords, yeah, I'm definitely getting the vibe that you had many limitations in a previous life. You could have been a literal slave, or you could have been a victim of your circumstances without any freedom or free choice of your own. But despite the fact that you were in such a limiting experience, okay, that you were trapped, okay, in such a difficult situation, I feel like you were still generous. And whenever somebody was generous and gave to you, all right, you just turned around and gave it back to others in your surroundings with this Three of Cups. You were trying to provide for your family, you know, with the little you had, I feel, with the Tree card and the Three of Cups. You were trying to take care of your friends, your family. So you were always giving it back. I feel like you were always a light worker, okay? You were always that. You were always giving. You were the type of person maybe to give the shirt off your back, okay? Despite your own limitations or your restrictions, or the fact that you couldn't really get out of the situation that you were in as this energy, okay? You still managed to impact the lives of others in a past life, okay? So what I want to do is find out more information as far as like how this affects you now in this life. I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to grab from this, okay, this deck here. I want to know how stack number one's situation in the past, or past life situation, affects or helps them now. Yeah. Fate, Wheel of Fortune. Destiny, right? And I'm sorry if you can't like see all of these cards. I'm gonna try to adjust as best as I can, okay? Bear with me. Okay, that looks good. And I am going to take from this deck as well. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune, what it's saying real quick is that the limitations that you experienced in a previous life, I feel have taught you how to appreciate everything in this life, okay? Like, you don't take anything for granted, okay? Like, that's what I'm hearing. And I feel like this life has more opportunities for you. Like, you were taught so many lessons in the last one that now in this one you've been given the opposite of what you experienced obviously in the last life. I feel like things have turned around for the better in this life. Yeah, you whatever restrictions, limitations, pain, trials, tribulations you experience in your past life under these circumstances, which are atrocious and awful, okay? I feel like despite all of that, you managed to keep to put your focus on the needs of others, and that helped you get through it. And with this life, this situation here, how it affects you now is that, like I said, things are not like that now. In a sense, you have a blessed life, you have a fortunate life. Things have turned around. If you look at the rejuvenation, right? Look, she's just soaking it up. She's basking in the sun. Somebody is serving her now, okay? Okay, think about that for a minute. The roles are reversed. People, okay? Whoa. So where you were serving somebody else and you were at the mercy of somebody else as a slave, okay? That's not the case anymore. It's like life is blessing and serving you now, okay? And I hope I'm making sense with this. The roles are reversed. That's what I'm hearing from the Fate card. And the rejuvenation. Look at this. Someone is serving her now, okay? So I feel like, yeah, things have flipped, okay? Things are totally flipped now in this energy. And I think at the same time you're blessed, and at the same time you still appreciate so much. You don't take anything for granted, okay? I honestly feel that whoever had you in this energy, right? Because Wheel of Fortune sometimes can speak of like what goes around comes back around, right? I also think things have come full circle, right? I feel like the person who maybe put you through this energy here is getting their come up in this life while you're living the opposite, okay? You learned so much from it. You grew from these experiences in a past life. Now it's taught you how to appreciate so much in this life. And you don't take anything for granted. I know I've said that a lot. I feel like you live in a mindset of gratitude. Okay, so I feel like you've been blessed this time around, and any little thing that comes your way, you keep in your mind that, you know, this is, anything can be taken from you in a heartbeat, you know, things can be gone tomorrow, you know, like I feel like that's part of your energy. Like, those are things you tell yourself now. Like, you're always mindful of that, you know, not to take anything for granted. Always try to remember to appreciate the little things, to always be present. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that. I do want to take this oracle here. This is a crystal medicine. see how it affects or helps you now. Let's get more information. I still think you're that person that wants to, you know, give the shirt off your back. I still think that's you. Okay? I don't think the idea of, you know, helping people has left you. That has always been you. And you always trying to put other people first. I still think that's your energy. Let's see. And I want to go back to the tree real quick, because the tree is, you know, such a stable, deeply rooted energy. I feel like you're a rock for other people, okay? Like you're that stable force for others when they need you. You're that shoulder to cry on or lean on, you know? Let's grab one card here. One card. Yeah. Initiation. All right, so this is, if you break it down to a 7, right? And that's the first thing I was drawn to, so I'm going to start with that. The initiation, okay, and it is a 7, if you break it down. You know, that's a life path 7 of spiritual work, right? So I look at this like this is you having had that initiation in a past life. These struggles, these trials, they initiated you for this life. Okay? You've had serious personal growth here, and that has extended into this life now. That's what I'm getting. And I feel like you've been aligned past, present, future with this situation into the present now. And it's like this life is where you're leveling up, okay? Because that's what I'm getting from the initiation energy. And your blessings are here. Like I said, your blessings, you've already been blessed. The roles are reversed. What you didn't have in a past life, you're getting that energy now. You're getting the things shifting in a beautiful way for you now. So your blessings are coming in. I'm getting the sense that this life here was the straw that broke the camel's back, right? But only made it stronger. So these lessons here were setting you up to appreciate, to walk in flow in this life and just be initiated into all the blessings that you were meant to have. Okay? No more limitation, all right, with this 8 of Swords. No more limitation with that. Not in this life. You know, it's like this card here kind of like gives you that final push into your fullest potential, into where you're meant to go and what you're meant to do, right? So you took all those hard lessons from the past life, and now it's like these lessons kind of flow through you, okay, with ease now, and you're tapping into what you're capable of doing. Like I feel like this life is your leveling up. So this one prepared you to level up in this life, if that makes sense. Okay, and I also want to say that where in a past life somebody made you feel unworthy, okay, like you were nothing, all right, you know who you are, you know your worth now, all right? So that's what I'm getting from this. So I'm gonna grab an oracle, not an oracle, I'm sorry, a tarot. I'm gonna grab one and then a playing card. Yeah, see? You know how to manifest things now. Again, it's all about growth, right? Growth and potential and what you're capable of. And my candle went out. So the 3 of Wands is about manifesting, expanding, growing, right? having foresight, looking towards the future, making plans towards the future. And I feel like this is your moment, this is your life to make things happen, to really take all that you've learned in the past and apply that into your future with that Three of Wands and see where it takes you, because your potential with the initiation card here is, limitless. So let me grab one playing card. Yeah, a spiritual journey. You have 2 8s, so 88, okay? If any of you are into angel numbers, and you also have 2 3s, so 33 and 88. Okay, you might want to look into that. 638. I would break this down to a 7, so 738. So 638, 738. If you want to look those up to see if they apply. But the Eight of Cups does speak about walking away from things that no longer serve you, and always knowing your worth. Because when you know your worth, like I said, if somebody made you feel unworthy in a past life, I feel like you've come into this life knowing your worth, or not settling for any less than what you deserve, knowing you deserve better. Some of you might even struggle with self-worth, okay? But I think that you've learned or grown past that and learned how to feel that sense of worth within, okay? Sometimes it's something we have to learn. But the Eight of Cups is an energy that knows its self-worth. So I feel like the past life has put you into this one knowing your worth, or not looking to settle for any less than you deserve, right? So that Eight of Cups is going to go in search of 9 cups or 10 cups. It's always looking for what it feels it deserves, because it's like those 8 cups weren't going to give you what you needed, right? So you go in search of more. It is a pilgrimage towards, the thing that is going to fulfill you, the thing that is going to, I guess, I don't want to say like fill the empty spaces, right? But when there's something missing, all right, we go in search of that a lot of times. That is the Eight of Cups. It walks away from things that no longer serves, and it goes in search of what is fulfilling, what is going to complete the whole, right? That's what that energy is about. So yeah, I feel like you came into this life knowing your worth. I think the roles are reversed. I think you stepped into your power with this initiation card. You're looking forward towards the future, stepping into what you feel you deserve with that Eight of Cups, and just walking in your power. So whereas one time in a previous life you might have been powerless, that's not the case anymore. You know your power now, and you're walking toward it with that Eight of Cups. Let's grab a final oracle here. I'm going to grab that one. Look at that. Protection. Look at that. You are, I think it's missing an A. You are a master of finding life's flow. Be in harmony with the rhythm, and your path will unfold. Okay, here's the path. You're walking in it or toward it, right? The Eight of Cups. Persevere and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. Yeah, I think that does apply. I think you've left, those things that you've experienced in a past life, I think you've used them in this life subconsciously, okay? Because everything's encoded in our DNA. So those trials, those experiences, those lessons, those troubles that you experienced, right, have taught you perseverance, taught you how to succeed. And you're taking those experiences as fuel to push you, to drive you, to move you forward. That moving forward energy is coming from the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups, right? And just know that you're protected. I think this life has set you up to be a pillar of strength, not only for yourself, but still to this day for those around you, okay? So the tree, number one, people, that is your reading. I hope, I mean, it felt a little complicated to me. It is, you know, different. It's the first time I've ever done one. So I hope you got what you needed out of that. If so, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Stack number one, people, I'm getting the vibe that you are some very strong people. Okay, very strong, tough people. Okay. So I'm going to grab your flame. That was number two. I'm going to put that off to the side. And we'll read that and incorporate it in. Alright, so who were you, number two, people, in a past life? Who were you? These are personality traits in this archetype deck. So I want to know who you were. Who were you, number two? A rescuer. Let's grab one more. It says provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. One more card. All right, child. Provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. And it says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, a belief that everything is possible. Shadow aspect assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Okay, I'm not getting the shadow aspect so much from this, okay? I am getting the vibe that some of you in a past life were a child. A child who maybe had to help others, okay, in a situation. Maybe you were, okay, I'm getting the vibe of like maybe you were a parentified child, okay, where you had to grow up real fast and help those around you, that you didn't really get a chance to be a child, okay? So let's grab some information in regards to like what were your experiences. I'm getting also the vibe that some of you didn't get to grow up past childhood, or maybe in a past life didn't get to really become an adult, like, you know, an adult. Some of you might have died young in a past life. But let's see what your experiences were. The Eight of Shells. Okay, so that is the Eight of Cups. And I'm going to grab one more. Okay, maybe that one. The Knight of Feathers. So, part of me is getting the vibe that some of you ran away as children. And I say that with the Eight of Cups because that energy does walk away from a situation. And it is a pilgrimage, okay? You take the road that may be uncomfortable, but you do it anyway because you know you need to. It's like you know you have to for your own best interest or highest good. The Knight of Feathers is a card of action, movement, okay? That would be the Knight of Air, Knight of Swords. Okay, so, and this is a fox, so this is very cunning energy, right? Like it has to do what it has to do. It's clever, slick, right? Focused. So part of me is getting the vibe that you were a runaway child, that you might have ran away with others to safety. Quest and renewal. Yeah, you were trying to get away, I feel like, from a bad situation. And there's a lot of chaos too that can sometimes come from the Knight of Swords, right? It's sometimes a stressful situation. So I'm getting the vibe that you were walking away, or you left a stressful situation. You ran away from that. Maybe you took others with you. All right? Because it says in a time of crisis, you were a support to others. You took a risk to your own life, I think, to leave a situation, a stressful or a difficult situation as a child. So I think I'm gonna grab another tarot, or I'm sorry, playing card, to get more information. Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. Yeah, I think this was the home life. I think there was a difficult home life. With the Four of Wands, it does speak of the home. It does speak of family. It does speak of marriage. The Three of Wands, here's the progression, right? The Three of Wands does speak of looking out into the future, seeing better, or wanting better for yourself, and taking action on that in order to expand, in order to grow, in order to reach your fullest potential, right? I feel like you left the situation maybe overseas, or you went overseas, because sometimes the Three of Wands does speak of looking out over the ocean. I think you were seeking stability, and you knew you had to be smart. You knew you had to be cunning in order to get away from it, in order to walk away from it. I feel like you rescued others in your situation. So I don't know if some of you maybe were orphans and were living in a different, or a difficult household, okay, that you felt you needed to get away from. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm also hearing some of you probably didn't get the chance to grow up or really feel like children, because you had to grow up fast because of this difficult situation in the home life. You were trying to get away from it with the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Feathers, and you had to be smart about the steps you were taking. I feel like some of you escaped a home life, or got away from a home life situation, or some kind of maybe orphanage or something like that, to seek a new opportunity or a new situation somewhere else. The starfish is an energy where it speaks of renewal, because it regenerates, right? If it loses a limb, it will grow back. So I'm feeling like if you were a child that ran away from home and took others with you to escape a difficult situation, I feel like part of you reinvented yourself and changed your identity or something like that, or started a new life somewhere else by leaving a difficult home situation. There's a lot of fire element in here, because the flame is fire element, and then you have these wands. So I'm getting the flame speaks of spontaneity and sometimes recklessness. So I feel like if you were a child and you did this, you weren't really thinking it through, but it's almost like you had to take a chance. You had to take a risk. I don't think you necessarily had the most stable of home life. Otherwise, why would you want to leave it with the Eight of Cups, right? So part of me is hearing a runaway child and fending for yourself and having to be really clever and sharp in order to survive, right? Like the fox. And you were a go-getter, so you're fearless, okay? I'm hearing fearlessness. And other people might see it as reckless or risky, but it was just fearlessness. And part of that fearlessness comes from, you know, having to do what you have to do in a tough situation, especially. So I'm going to grab from here because I want to know how this, you know, this past life childhood situation that you experienced, how that affects you now. How that affects you now, or how it helps you now even. Ha. Dowsing rods. Seeker, it says, yeah. I feel like that's saying that you're always seeking more, seeking adventure, even I'm hearing like seeking improvement, seeking better. All right, because you have the Eight of Cups, and that does speak of seeking more. All right, because you're looking and you're walking in the direction of your 9 cups, your 10 cups, right? So you're looking for better, you're looking for improvement. I feel like this energy here is saying how it affects you now or helps you now is it's like you're not going to settle for less, okay? You're not going to settle for less. So you're going to always search for what you deserve or what you need. And you don't give up, okay? Because I'm getting that from this. You don't give up. You're not going to give up until you find what you're looking for. That's how this affects you now. Because if you saw something in your past life that you, let's say you experienced something difficult as a child in a past life, you were a risk taker in those days to help you now. Always fight for a worthy cause. Always fight for more. And to seek that until you find it. Like you don't give up. I think this taught you, your past life taught you how to be resilient and not to give up on what you want or wish for or hope for. 3s are about manifestation, right? Always looking out into the distance. Have your eye on the prize. Looking into the future. So you saw, I think in a past life, you saw a better future for yourself than what you were experiencing in your home life situation. And you went out and you got it. You went after it. Despite the risks, despite the fears, despite the situation or the odds against you. You were reckless, fearless, spontaneous. And that lifetime, okay, taught you how not to give up in this life. To always chase your dreams, to always go after and pursue the things that you want for your life. So, whoa. All right. Magic, yeah. I think it also taught you how to tap into your own personal magic and to know that you are capable of anything you set your heart, your mind, and, you know, your spirit to. So you have tapped into your own personal magic. You don't give up. You're a go-getter. You're that flame that keeps burning bright, and you don't let your light go out ever, and you don't let others put your light out either. You are magic, and you know your magic, you know your potential, and you know that you have the capability. So that's how this past life has shown you how to be that fire, to keep that fire lit within you, under you, and around you. No one's ever going to put your flame out. No one's ever going to cover your light. You're not going to let anyone you're not going to allow anyone to cover it either. All right, that's what I'm getting from this. Seek, pursuit, always chasing your dreams. And you're an inspiration, because I look at the flame like inspiration. I feel like you're an inspiration to others because of this go get 'em energy, right? All right, so let's get more information. I feel like it's stuck. Soul retrieval. Yeah. Okay, part of me is hearing with the soul retrieval card, okay, that you have, okay, I'm hearing conquered bits of yourself that in a past life were lost, okay? And I know that sounds odd, but it's like I'm calling back those things that were taken from me. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. I'm calling back, or I'm retrieving back those things that have been taken from me in my past, that were mine, that were lost and taken from me. Like I said, I said in this portion here that I didn't feel like you ever really got the chance to be a child, okay? Like you didn't get a chance to be a child. Like I felt like you experienced some trauma or difficult childhood. You didn't get a chance to be a kid. You had to grow up really fast. All right? And this, like I said, you're calling back parts of yourself that were lost in that trauma. All right? This is a card of healing. There are parts of our experience that we can, like, if when we look back on it, we can, like, when we've grown enough, let me go back a little bit. When we've grown enough, we can look at situations, hindsight, right, 2020, and see what triggered us, see what the wound was, call it for what it is, acknowledge it for what it was. You know, that's this energy. Okay, and I'm also hearing like self-awareness. So this past life trauma, all right, has taught you that self-awareness. And part of you, I feel like on a subconscious level, through your growth, have healed, and also have retrieved part of that inner child that was lost, okay, in a past life. The inner child has been restored, okay, in this life. So now you nurture your inner child, I feel. That's what I'm hearing from this. Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing arrested development. Okay, it's a psychological term, or a psychiatric, not I want to say psychiatric term, but like a term that people use in therapy. Like trauma can keep you stuck, okay, at the age where it happened. I would recommend looking that up, because it's, you know, you would need to kind of look it up to understand where I'm coming from, because it is very much in depth. So if you experienced childhood wounds in a past life, right, your inner child is wounded, and it keeps you in that age of of when the wound occurred, or when the trauma occurred. All right, so I feel like in this life, you've retrieved the inner child, okay? And your inner child has been healed and nurtured, whereas before you weren't. So you're not stuck in that trauma, okay, of that past life. I feel like you've risen out of it, or from it. Okay, so I hope that made sense. This is a really unique reading as far as like the topic, right? So I hope I'm coming across clear to some of you, because sometimes I feel like I'm rambling. But I'm gonna pull tarot. So like, how does that past life situation help or affect you now? That's what we want to know. Aha, look at that. Sanctuary and rest. So yeah, this is very resonant. This is resonating with the soul healing, right? Like I said, I feel like you retrieved your inner child. Your inner child has been healed. You nurture your inner child. You take time for rest, retreat, and sanctuary, okay? The bear is a hibernating energy, right? It will take the time to remove itself from situations and people and everything like that, in order to find the rest and the quiet and the solitude it needs, and the recuperation it needs. So this is speaking a lot of healing. So a lot of healing has occurred in this life that was part of your previous life. And I'm hearing you take time for self-care in this life, because others in a past life weren't taking care of you. I feel like you left a difficult childhood situation. You were maybe collateral damage to the people around you. Like, people didn't take care of you. They didn't provide for you. You had to run away from that. Okay? At all costs, you had to do what you had to do, like the fox, and restore and renew your life in some way, or take control of your life back. You were helpful to others. Also, I feel like you helped others escape with you. All right? And because you were a go-getter, you were somebody who took risks and did what you had to do to survive, and part of your childhood was lost in that experience. In this life, you make sure that you don't give up on your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations, and you heal. You take time to heal. You took time to nurture that inner child, because it wasn't nurtured back then, okay? It wasn't nurtured then. Other people didn't nurture you. Other people didn't take care of you. So in this life, you make sure to always care for yourself. Self-care, self-love. And there's nothing wrong with putting yourself first, okay? Not if it means caring for your mental health and your well-being, okay? That's what I'm hearing from that. So I'm going to pull one playing card. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So what I'm getting from this is what you didn't have as a child, you have it now. All right, you're being blessed with it now. That stability that you didn't have, I guess, then, you give back to yourself now. Like the stable home life as a child that you didn't have, I feel like you might have that now, or you're building, or you built your foundation up as a person, as an individual, so that way you could have that in your future, this life, because you didn't have it as a child in a previous life. So in this life, you want to make sure that your foundation is strong for yourself and for your own family, if you have one, or if you plan to have one. Okay, because that's what I'm getting. I feel like you're blessed too. You might have a lot of support and family around you in this life, whereas before you didn't have it. Okay, so I love this. I feel such strength coming from this. Okay, what was robbed, I guess what was robbed, your childhood was robbed in a past life, like it was robbed from you, right, or taken from you. I feel like where your childhood was robbed in robbed of you in a past life, you've retrieved that that inner child and healed it and solidified yourself through your own self-care, your own magic, your own resilience. All right, you have a very strong foundation now in this life. And to this day, you nurture your inner child. I could also look at this like, in this life, you know that the inner child is just as important, right? You forget to, sometimes I feel like some of you look at life through childlike eyes, but in the most, how would you say, beautiful way, in a sense that eyes of awe and wonder is what I'm hearing, okay? Wide-eyed and curious still, you know? And always open to possibility. So let's see what we have. Hummingbird. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars are on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. Yeah, that's beautiful. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So you spread a lot of positive energy and love. So the lack that you had in a previous life has taught you how to, like I said, it says you were always trying to care, even as a child, you were a parentified child. You had to grow up fast and care for others, maybe care for siblings or something. You didn't get a chance to be a child. And that childlike quality that you retrieved from your past life and nurture in this life, okay? You share that joy and that that energy with others, okay? Because kids are so optimistic and they have just a beautiful way of looking at the world. They're not jaded by it, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's something about you that has that quality about you that is maybe tries to stay positive in no matter what situation it is, and you share that with others, okay? So I hope that this has helped you, okay? And that this has connected with you in some way. This is different for me. Like I said, it's a different topic and not the easiest one to do either. So if you got something from this, please do let me know. I would really appreciate hearing from you. And before I get to stack number 3, I'm going to charge my phone. All right, I got to plug in my charger. So give me 1 second to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, for those of you who chose the mask, I have that here. I'm going to put this off to the side and we will read that for you as we go through the reading and incorporate it in there. And then I have the personality traits cards, or the archetype cards. And for your past life, we want to know, like, who were you, what were your personality traits, what was, you know, your situation. So who were you in a past life? Who were you in a past life? All right, so these cards, I just need one for now, and then I'm going to pull another one if I feel I need it. So who were you in a past life, stack number 3, people? Okay. You were a knight? Okay. Knight in shining armor, maybe. Maybe a soldier. It says loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. Shadow aspect says allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. Okay, so let's grab one more card as far as who you were in a past life. Dilettante. Okay, I think I'm saying that right. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. It says pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Okay. All right, so I'm getting the sense, it says loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. And it says delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger, okay, of becoming superficial in your pursuit. So you were always on the pursuit. You were always on the go. All right. And knights, I could see how a knight would alert an encampment of approaching danger, right? And there's a sense of romance here because of the knight energy and the arts. Whenever I think of art, I do think of romanticism, because you have to have like a romantic quality about you in order to be an artist. All right. So I feel like this knight and this card is like somebody who dabbled in a lot of things. All right. I feel like I need more information on this. Yeah, I'm gonna grab your tarot. Let's get a little bit more on this. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it now. The Ten of Wands, okay, speaks of having a lot on your plate. Like I said, dabbling in a lot of things. And whenever I think of a knight, I don't always think of somebody who's stable. And the reason for that is they're always on the move. They're always on the go. All right. So I feel like in a past life, you were somebody who dabbled in a lot of things. You might have been an artist, okay, a traveler, or both, right? You might have been a knight in some kind of infantry or army. All right. But either way, you were not in a situation where you could be completely stable. All right, so there was some lack of stability here, whether it be from the movement or the fact that maybe you had your hands in too many pots, okay? This also does reiterate the weight and responsibility of having too much on your plate. So let me grab one more oracle card. And you know, it also speaks of like being burdened by too much also slow you down. You do have the snail energy in this card. Five of Pentacles. Let me put this here closer. I'm just trying to get it out the way. So you have the Ten of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So Okay, in a past life, I'm getting the vibe that financial instability was a situation. So you might have been poor, you might have been lacking, okay? You might have had a lot of weight on your shoulders, trying to dabble in many different things in order to provide for your household, possibly, okay? So there was a lack there, financially perhaps. Scarcity, okay? Scarcity is what I'm hearing from the Five of Pentacles. You might have been a laborer or hard worker, or a traveler, okay, selling things on the road, okay? Because I look at the wagon and I'm looking at this knight and I'm thinking horse-drawn wagon. I'm thinking having to sell your arts or your crafts or your wares in order to make ends meet. So, okay, some of you might okay, I'm hearing gypsy. All right, I'm hearing gypsy or gitana, right? Nomadic, okay? So maybe Romani descent, okay? Nomadic, a traveler. That's what I'm hearing from this. I know that's very specific. Maybe selling your art via your caravan on the road. Maybe there was a sense of adventure and romance, you know, that you liked from that. And you have the Mask, all right, which is a mysterious quality. All right, so if any of you have ever resonated with being nomadic or a traveler or artisan of some sort that would travel with their wares, if that makes any sense to you, let me know. There is a sense of mystery I get. I feel like some of you had to pretend to be you had to wear a mask to pretend to be whatever the prospective buyer needed you to be, okay, in order to sell your wares. I'm hearing snake oil. Okay, there is a sense of deception that comes from the mask. So you have to like deceive people. Like I'm hearing charlatan, okay, in order to sell things, but you had to eat. Okay, you had to eat. So I could see how you would be a little bit deceptive and create illusions for people and, you know, wear a guise or pretend to be somebody you were not, or pretend that your products had a certain ability that they did not in order to provide. Okay, because I said scarcity and poverty I was feeling from the Five of Pentacles, and that scarcity and that poverty had you or forced you to be a traveler, forced you to move and sell. I know that's very specific, but if any of you resonate with that, let me know, because I'm getting that vibe. I really am getting that vibe. And there was a necessity to deceive, but it was so you could eat. You know what I mean? So you can survive another day. Maybe you sold them things. Maybe you read them tarot cards, or told their fortune, or sold snake oil or something like that. Maybe you pretend, like, I don't know, maybe you pretended to be somebody that you were not in order to sell a product, okay? But I'm also getting the vibe that you liked the road, that you liked the travel, that you liked the mystery, that you liked the fact that it was something different every day. You were in a different place every day. It might have been burdensome. Okay, you might have had a lot to carry, a load to travel with, in other words, with the Ten of Wands. But nonetheless, it was something you enjoyed. You enjoyed the road. You enjoyed the travel. All right, some of you still might enjoy traveling. You know, being nomadic. Maybe some of you don't know how to stay in one place. Okay? So I'm gonna pull in regards to, well, let me grab you one more playing card. I'm gonna pull soon as far as like how this affects you now or helps you now. So let me grab one more card for who you were and what was your situation and or experiences. Aha, yeah, you needed to make money. Okay. And I'm also hearing you did travel, okay? You were traveling to find something new. Because aces are new energy, right? Pentacles are about your earthly needs. And it's also about a gift or a blessing or offer being made. So I feel like you were always looking for the next opportunity. That's why you traveled. You had to provide, maybe for your family members, okay? Look at all the wolves in the cart. Now, granted, these are pelts, but maybe you needed to provide for your tribe, right? And the only way that you were going to do it is if you traveled, if you kept moving, if you kept trying to sell and make money. Maybe you were always looking for the next opportunity, the next open door, right? There's a word I'm thinking of. Opportunist, okay? Opportunistic, okay? That's what I'm hearing. So you were an opportunistic kind of person that you didn't fall asleep on, you know, the next opportunity. And the minute you got word of something, you were on the move to find it and capture it, okay? You were looking for your big break, I'm also hearing, with the Ace of Pentacles. All right, and that's what kept you on the move as well. So let's find out how this energy from a previous life affects you now. All right, so I'm going to grab this deck here, Divination of the Ancients. I'm sorry, I'm not mentioning all these. I'm using so many. Power. Look at that. Personal power, I'm hearing. Okay, personal power. Yeah, I'm getting the vibe with this that it's like the power is in your hands and you know it. This past life taught you that you're always in control of your situation no matter what. Because in that previous life, you had to be the, I guess, the guide of your own ship, right? Or the master of your own ship. Like, every day was a different adventure, and you had to always be in control, right? Like I said, you couldn't fall asleep on another opportunity or the next opportunity, so it always kept you on your toes. Okay, I feel like it always taught you how to stand in your power, and I guess I want to say, like, not fall asleep on what you're capable of doing. Like you would never fall asleep. I guess I don't know why I'm hearing that from this. You know, thunder and lightning can sound like angry energy too, right? Okay, and I'm hearing anger, and I'm also hearing difficulties, okay? So, okay, the reason why I'm getting the vibe of, like, it taught you how to always be in control and stand in your power and do what you have to do, take control over a situation, not let anything pass you by, keep you on your toes, is because you had to make the most of a difficult situation in your previous life. And in this life, that's what you're known for doing. Like, if life gives you lemon, I'm gonna make lemonade. Right? Like, that's the vibe I'm hearing from this. Like, you learned how to make the most of a difficult situation, or you know how to do that. So that's, I think, how it helps you. Okay? I feel like you're always charged, you're always amped, you're always ready to go. Okay, it's like, and, okay. Like I was saying, your personal power. I was feeling that you make the best out of a difficult situation because you've never been the type to let anything or anyone get you down. Okay, so let's say back in a past life you had a life of poverty, scarcity, difficulty, burdens, and all that stuff. You didn't let that situation take your, you didn't let that situation or that difficult life in that time disempower you. That's why you were always on the move. That's why you were always trying to, make the best out of a situation. Because you weren't going to let it bring you down. I don't think you were going to let it do this energy to you, like weigh you down. Despite the poverty, despite the lack, despite the difficulty, you weren't going to let it weigh you down with that 10 of Wands. And that's why the Ace of Pentacles is here, because it shows that you still managed to look on the bright side. And maybe you still do that now. Because in your past life, you were able to do that. You were able to make the best out of a difficult situation. And you didn't let it disempower you. You didn't let it, you didn't wallow in it, right? I always say like there's two different types of people in the world. There's those that'll wallow in self-pity and those who will rise up out of the mud and like conquer life. Which one do you want to be? And I feel like you were one of those people that, despite the mud trying to keep you stuck in place, you fought and you rose up out of it. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting, and that has made you super powerful. Okay, so I like that. I'm gonna grab this, and I want to know more. How does this past life affect you now, or help you now? Yeah, you always look on the bright side, right? And you're not going to let anybody put you down either. You have a way of looking at the bright side of things. And that is your personal power. That is a powerful energy. Okay? You could laugh. It's almost like that right? Like, if life tries to get you down, that's you with the evil laughter. Like, all right, yeah, that's not gonna work. Ha ha ha. Right? We'll see about that, life. Like, I feel like that's that kind of life, vibe that you have. You just can't give up. Like, you're just not that person. I think you laugh at challenges. Also, I'm hearing sacred healing, medicine drum, it says. Yeah, I think this is you. Okay, whenever I think of a medicine drum, right, I do think of being so tapped in and tuned in. You're vibrating. You vibrate, I guess, on a different level, right? On a different frequency. It's like the past life has taught you how to listen to yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. To listen to yourself. Huh. I might want to pull another one on this. But it speaks of healing. So I think listening to yourself, listening to your own intuition, listening to how the universe speaks through you, okay? It's almost like you don't have it's almost like you don't have a, what's the word I want? It's like you're so tuned in. You have a I want to say amazing sense of direction, okay? Like you know where you want to go, how you want to navigate yourself, and it's by the way you listen to yourself, your soul, how the universe speaks through you, how you pick up vibes from situations and others. And that's just, you know, me just picking that up from the drum. It's like there's certain tones, there's certain vibes that you get from others, and it helps you discern your situation, your surroundings, and you can tell when something's not right or not going right, and you can navigate your way out of that. I also feel like these things within yourself, you connect easily, mind, body, spirit, okay? And I'm also feeling balance from this. So you have a way of balancing and connecting all aspects within yourself. Like where in the past life there was so much imbalance, right? Like it's funny how, real quick, I'm hearing like your outer world never truly reflected your inner world back then, but in this case, in this life, that's not the case. There's alignment I'm hearing from this. Okay, in this life there's alignment. Like I feel like there was so much disparity in the last in your last life, okay? But in this life you're aligned, you're aligning, and you know how to make the best out of a difficult situation. You know how to stand in your power. You know how to laugh at life. And because of that, you're aligned, mind, body, spirit. And the imbalances from physical to spiritual world back then, right? Okay, part of me is hearing you were very rich on the inside, in your head, you know, in your heart. Even though that wasn't reflected on the outside, right? But in this life, I feel like you've aligned in a way where you're blessed inside and outside. Both things are reflected. So let me grab tarot here. Knight of Swords. We've been getting some repeating cards here, by the way. Again, I'm hearing up for the challenge with the Knight of Swords. I was already feeling a little bit of that up here. Up for the challenge. This life here, okay, the quick-wittedness that you needed to survive up here in your past life, you carried that into this one. Okay, quick wit, intelligence, action, movement, smarts, okay? You were taught that in your past life, and you're bringing it into this one. Quick wit is what I'm hearing as well. Just sharp of mind with that sword. again, the thinking on your toes, right? Keeping you on your toes. That energy you have definitely brought back with you in this life. Quick thinking, quick action, sharp tongue, right? Witty, maybe good with words, wordsmith. But if you had to convince people to buy things from you back then in order to feed yourself, you would be really quick to think of a comeback, okay? So I'm hearing you're the queen or the king of comebacks with that Knight of Swords. You always have an answer for everything. And I think that past life, okay, this mask energy where you had to like be a charlatan, where you had to, be quick and be that snake oil salesman in order to feed your family. I think, it taught you how to have a comeback for everything. So King of Pentacles, yeah. So now, okay, you might be a good salesman now. like I was saying with the Knight of Swords, that quick wit, those quick words, okay, those quick comebacks, an answer for everything. Yeah, it would definitely help you be a good salesman as the King of Pentacles. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, I don't know why this is making me feel like funny or laugh. I want to laugh about this. But yeah, there are some of those, okay, business. All right, those business aspects, I guess, that you had to learn how to sell things back then, right? To eat. So I feel like your ability to be or talk a good game back then has helped you in your business pursuits now as a King of Pentacles. Some of you might be entrepreneurs. Some of you, might be customer service or salesman or work in real estate where you have to sell it, okay? I feel like some of you have carried those traits or those gifts with you into this life, but they've helped you succeed, all right, with that King of Pentacles. So whereas before there was such a lack, all right, now you know how to make money and make it work for you, whereas before you couldn't. Like I said, the imbalance is there no more. All right, you've aligned those things where you weren't aligning them in a past life. Some people have, trouble manifesting what they want on the inside and having it manifest into their outer world, I think you've learned how to do that. And my flash just went out, guys. I'm sorry about that. But I was about to finish anyway. I'm going to put the light on up ahead. All right, maybe that helps a little bit, right? You stepped into your power too. And you found that alignment to make the inner world be reflected in the outer world. And I think that you're successful or prosperous, or you have the ability to attract prosperity to you. Part of it is because you're so sharp. All right, but a lot of those skills, those hustling skills, all right, I have a thing that says good things come to those who hustle. So a lot of those hustling skills, right, you've carried them into this next life or this new life and experience that you're in right now. And you know how to hustle. You know how to make things work for you. All right, you know how to earn money. You might have 1, 2, 3 jobs, okay, with this here. So I'm going to grab your final oracle card, and I want to say a hard worker, okay? You might be a really hard worker. That hustling and work ethic that you had in a previous life, you carried that with you. And now you know how to, like, make money or make money work for you, right? Or you attract it. It's also because your vibe is right, too, right? So let's grab one card, the final oracle. Oh, look at that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Self-reliance. You You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Yeah, this life. I don't think you had too much of that in the last life with this. Okay? Like I said, you were that snake oil salesman probably. Or had to pretend to be something you weren't in order to sell something, in order to earn a living, dabbling in lots of different things, jack of all trades. But it does say here, it says integrity is important for your best outcome. Yes, absolutely. Maybe you've learned integrity for this life. In the past life, you've learned how to have that in this one. It says cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. That's beautiful. Absolutely. So I agree with this snow leopard energy. So if you feel this connects for you, do let me know. This is really unique to do, and I like doing it, even though it was a little I feel it was a little hard at first, you know, to like try to wrap my head around it. But if you feel it connects for you or resonates with you in some way, please do let me know. Hit me up in the comment section down below. I will have another pick a card reading up for you soon. It will be focused more on love. So I hope you have a great weekend, everyone. Much love and blessings to all watching. Thank you for connecting with me here. Bye-bye.
Keep shining, everyone.